Yay, and we're live! Coming to you on a Monday evening, which is a little different. I felt a bit at a loose end this morning when bright and early on a Monday morning I didn't have anything to do. No Facebook Live. But super excited to be here tonight, and even more excited that I don't have to do all the talking because we have a very special guest joining us, which I will get to in a minute. Now, the whole reason I'm running these sessions, and there will be more, probably on, hey Claire, so excited to have you here. We'll probably be doing them on a fortnightly basis. Renee, yo, nice to see you. And when new clients first get in touch, I instantly hear the overwhelm in their voice about, are you the right person to help solve my business problems? And that is a very good question. And the reason why that's a very good question is, of course, the answer is yes. But more importantly, is that there is a plethora of service providers out there, all who can add value and do amazing things for your business. So what do they all do? What's the difference between them all? Hey, Kristen. And how can they best support your business and help you get closer to your business goals, fundamentally? So tonight we are joined, well, we will be joined, if technology is my friend, by the very talented Carly Plowman. It feels weird even calling her Carly because I just refer to her as technobird all the time. But if technology is my friend, and we'll see whether that's going to be the case, I'm hoping we can hook in Carly, which at the moment it says that I can't, so bear with me. Just going to see on my computer. I have been doing some research on how to run these Facebook Lives because they are a interesting beast, and I watched one during the week that took 18 minutes for the girls to sort of both get on the screen and work out how it was all going to work, which is hopefully not you. So Carly is aka Technobird, and as I said, it's funny even calling her Carly because I just refer to her as Technobird. She's an SEO. Hello!
Oh, hi! Oh, God, I'm sideways.
I can see you. Can you see me properly?
I can see you, but on my screen, I'm sideways.
Oh, well, that's special. Let me just have a look on my... No, you're working. On my computer, you're... I was just saying technology might not be my friend, and boom, here you are. So, for those of you who are here, let me quickly introduce her. SEO expert, web designer extraordinaire. She's authentic, she's a freaking awesome chick and a very clever cookie, and despite being a techno nerd, she's a rock star, and I'm also so thrilled to have you here tonight. So everybody say hello to Carly. Yay!
Oh, I'm the right way up now, so I don't know what just happened, but I can see myself this way, not this way now.
Winning. It looks like we're really close together. It's like we're sitting here on top of each other.
Because this is only my second live ever, so...
I know, I saw. Very proud of you for doing that first one as a little tester.
It's good, I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm thrilled to have you here. For everybody that's watching, tonight is just going to be short, sharp, get in, get out. I'm so appreciative of you dedicating your Monday night to us. And we just want you to kind of walk away with some top tips and feeling a little bit more empowered and confident in how to do SEO, or even what SEO means. And that's where this rock star comes into play. So Carly, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us who the hell you are, where you come from, and a little bit about your biz.
Okay, cool. So, Carly, I started technobird back in 2013, 14. I was on maternity leave with my first child, Harper. She wasn't born yet, so I decided to take the 12 months off when I had her in March. And I didn't really plan on going back to my old crappy corporate job because I hated it. It was just mindless numbers, data. I had to wear a uniform every day, and it just, came home unhappy all the time. So I thought I've got 12 months where I can try and work out a different career, different lifestyle, where I could work from home and also raise my kids as well. So it was just by sort of chance that one day I was on the committee for my local football netball club in Python, and they were, someone had to volunteer to put their hand up and rejig the website because it was terrible. So they wanted to turn it into, an online hub. And so, everyone's just, looking away, pretending they didn't hear the question. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I'll have a crack. It might be fun. So yeah, I went away and had a meeting with the guy that set up the website, and I just realized that I really enjoyed doing it, and I thought I could do a better job than him. So I went away and taught myself to build websites. I'm completely self-taught. So from there I thought, all right, 12 months, I can do this, get up and running, so I don't have to go back to my crap job. Here I am nearly 4 years later. So that's how it all sort of came out. So that's a bit about how I got into doing this. That's where I am today.
And juggling all those balls, mum life, biz life. How do you
I've got 2 kids now, so it's busy, but it's fun. I wouldn't have it any other way. I would rather die than go back to a crap job and just, even though it's probably more consistent money, but you weigh up that.
Cool.
Pardon?
So, technobird, funny name for some. Tell us about what you do, sort of some of the people that you might work with, or some of the type of clients that you work with, and why I would come and work with someone like you.
Yeah, so technobird, the name sort of came out of thin air, really. I always have had a thing with birds. Like, birds have always been around, like, in my life. The name just pops up all the time. And originally I actually wanted to be called Hello Birdie, but the URL and domain was registered, so I couldn't have that name. I just pretty much put technology, bird, cut them down, technobird, seemed to work, and it stuck really well. So, I'm really happy with the name. Who I work with, mostly mums, because I relate to mums. A lot of mums who are starting out in their business have no idea, about websites, what they should be doing, what platform to use, SEO, all that type of stuff. So I work with mostly mums who are starting out or who have started a business but need a bit of direction or advice and support when it comes to their website and SEO. And the other side to that is I actually get a lot of work for tradies. So dudes in trades, electricians, and it's funny, like I go, and their dads as well. So I guess parents in business. But I seem to attract like photographers and wedding celebrants mostly, which is strange but cool.
Plumber, celebrants, photographers, right?
Yeah, no, that's good. Like a whole different variety of people, but so mums, parents, mums,
Yep. So we've kind of dropped the term SEO a few times, and some of the people watching tonight might know what that means, and some of them might not. And that's the whole purpose of us being here tonight, is to kind of unpin or uncover the mystery that is SEO. If I'm really honest, it has a bit of potentially a negative reputation out there. And I think most of that's driven by the fact that it can be quite overwhelming. There's lots of mumbo jumbo and acronyms, and it can be deemed as quite expensive. And I guess because it's technology based, it's overwhelming for a lot of people. So dumb it down for us. SEO for dummies. I'm not an SEO expert by any nation, so I have plenty to learn. But talk us through what it's all about.
All right, so SEO stands for search engine optimization. So what that means is you're optimizing your websites for the search engines or Google. So Google basically have a list of things that they want your website to have, and you need to go through and tick off all those things that they want in order to be SEO optimized. And those things, they can be overwhelming because they're, a lot of them have to do with the code of your website, it's social media, it's online directories, it's making sure your links to your website are good, not doing the dodgy stuff like just buying crap links for nothing websites just for the sake of getting links. But most of all, it's about relationships, and it's about providing valuable content to your customers or who you want to be your customers. That's the overall message. If your website is understandable, it works, people can find what they want, it provides some value, then that is half the game of SEO. So yeah, it can get technical, especially when it comes to, the site's code and, things like site speed, and sometimes you have to get into the code and clean it up and blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
the best advice I can give is to someone who's never heard of SEO is just go and learn the basics. There are so many online resources out there that can teach you just, very basic stuff about SEO. And there's heaps of checklists out there. Like I could write out a checklist and send it out, tomorrow, but there's heaps out there anyway. So yeah, so good content, be valuable or have valuable content on your website, provide someone something of substance. They're gonna something that they need, to improve in their own business. And social media is a big one for SEO. And again, you don't have to have the best feed out there, you don't have the most beautiful feed out there, but if you can provide some value to someone, then that's half the battle of SEO. I hope that explains it.
Yeah. Well, totally.
Good.
And so tell me how it works with social media. So I understand I go to Google and I search SEO expert and you might pop up, but how does it fit in with social media?
So it's all about the links, and again, the content, because they say that, content is king, and it's absolutely true. Again, it's just bringing it back to that, bringing value, and bringing, something that someone else needs to help them grow or helps them in their life. And social media is good because it's that human connection with people. It also provides links to your website. So you having your link on your Facebook page or your Instagram page or Twitter or whatever tells Google that you are active in social media and that you're providing that valuable content to them, and they give you a tick of approval on their list of things that they want. So yeah, social media is a big one now. And I did a blog post recently, or maybe not a blog post, but a post somewhere, that social media is, it's about 50% of SEO these days.
Okay.
Yeah, so making sure that you're on top of your game there is really important. But yeah, so that's kind of why it's important. And also it's a human effect as well. The more human you come across to businesses and to other people, and the more relatable they are, the more likely they are to want to come and talk to you and use your service or buy your product.
Yeah, and it comes back to that, I can never remember what the number is, but apparently somebody will want to have 10 touch points or 10 moments with you before they are more comfortable or confident in employing your skills or your services or whatever you're offering. So I think that's critical, and I think that often gets forgotten as well. Is people think I'll write a blog and I'll put a formal heading and there'll be a picture and job done, but everybody that I come across, they want to know who you are and who the person behind the business is. They want to snoop behind the scenes. They want some, kind of feel like they're part of that inner circle.
You're real.
And that's how they connect with you and how they build that relationship with you or with whoever it is that's offering the service.
Exactly. So it's all about real.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is such a 101 thing for me to harp on about, but I do think we get a bit, well, anyway, you get a bit lost in the I should be and the list, the to-do list and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, it's just about people getting to know your style and your personality and how that, translates into what you offer.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so let's pretend I'm a small business owner, and I know quite a few people watching tonight are and will be in the future as well. And I've been in business for a couple of years. How do I even start getting my SEO right? Like, where do I begin?
Website. Start with your website. You have to have, that's the place where you keep all your content and where you provide information of your products and your services. So your website has to be optimized. Otherwise, if people get there and they don't know what they're looking at, they can't find what they're looking for, the place is a mess, it doesn't make sense, they'll just exit, they'll just get out of there. So you need to make sure that your website is totally optimized first. And that can just mean having an easy to use website. Your menu system works. People can just click on something and find what they want stress free. So the simpler, the better. It doesn't have to be fancy, over the top. Just keep it simple. That's my number one thing to be SEO optimized website. The second thing you need to do is then tell Google that you exist. Go and get yourself a Google Search Console account, which is free, and you can directly submit your website to them, and they will start indexing and your website quicker. They'll also tell you if there's anything wrong with your website. You'll get sent reports saying, you've got links broken or whatever. And you'll get sent an email when anything goes wrong with your site, so you can always be on top of it there, and you can make sure it's optimized at all times. So that's the second thing you should do. The third thing I would do is social media. Again, it's so important with SEO, making sure you are using the platforms that your tribe are at. Don't just jump on all of them, because I know for sure my tribe are not on Twitter, so I don't bother using it. They're on Instagram and Facebook, and that's what I stick to. So that's the third. And the fourth is definitely link building. You need to make sure, or you need to have links coming from other websites to yours that are of authority and that are valuable to you. And that can include social media. That can include listing your site on online directories like True Local or Yellow Pages or Google My Business. That's another one you should be on as well. Anything Google owns, get onto it. So starting to build those links coming into your site, because the more links that come to your site, the more Google will go, they must be important. They must know what they're on about. They must be providing valuable content and resources. Let's bump them up and start, getting traffic more to them. So that's what the four main things are: is optimizing your site, going in to Google Search Console, social media, and start your link building.
And the Google search piece is free?
Yep, Console, Google Search Console. It used to be called Webmaster Tools. So you literally just go and sign up. It's free. You submit your domain, your URL to it, and then Google go, awesome, you got to verify your site. Once that's done, they start indexing your website, which basically means they go and check it out, they stalk it, they look at what's going on, and then they go and rank it accordingly from there. And then they spit out reports to you if anything goes wrong on your site, or if something's not working, you get notified, so you can go and fix it really quick. So that means your site has to be user-friendly. That's probably, the main one out there for websites, making sure everyone can use your site without any issues or hassles. But Search Console, the free account, it's definitely something you should do. All website owners, if you're new or 10 years old, if you're not on there, you need to be.
Yeah, and like if you walk away with nothing else tonight, people walk away with that one. Like that's ridiculous. If that's free, it's an ongoing service that they provide you that can help your business. Like why wouldn't you?
Exactly. And like I said, anything Google owns, get on it, because you're
Yeah,
going to get points for that. So even Google
yeah,
Plus, no one uses it, and I'm on there because I know Google own it. So
yeah. Clever. I knew you were a clever cookie. I think it's interesting what you were saying about the simplicity of the website as well. I've just updated my website, and it's so easy to get stuck in the nitty gritty and to overanalyze. I need this and I need this and I need this, and it's just such a rabbit hole. And all of a sudden, you're like 27,000 pages deep, and like you can't even get your own way out, let alone somebody who has no idea who you are landing on your page and navigating their way. And it wasn't until I shared my work in progress website with my mum, who, bless her cotton socks, like she kind of gets what I do, but not really, to be honest, that she landed on my homepage and she was like, oh, whoa, like complete overwhelm at that point in time. It's totally been fixed by now, sorry. That you realise how simple it really needs to be when you put yourself in the shoes of somebody that is coming to buy a toy off you or go to your directory for whatever it might be. It doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't need to be 25 pages, and in my opinion anyway, you tell me, but
no, that's
I think
totally right.
Yeah,
Absolutely
right. So important.
No, you're absolutely right, Emily. The less mucking around, the better. People don't have time. They're time poor. They just want to get on, get what they need, and get on with their life. So, if you can have a website that's easy to use, it's not in your face, it's not 1,000 pages, then you're onto a winner. You're completely right in everything you've said.
Yeah. So Claire's just asked a question, and sorry, I should have said that earlier. By all means, if anyone's got any questions for Carly, or less so myself, to be honest, it's all about Carly tonight, just comment below and we'll try and answer them. But Claire's just asked, how important is traffic to your website? So like if I'm a small business and my traffic isn't huge, it is still important to be getting eyeballs onto your website, obviously. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it definitely is. I mean, but the thing what I always go back to is, like, I'm actually not on, page one of Google for, website design Melbourne, for example. But it's also not where I get all of my leads either. So my answer to that is like, yes, it's important, because if that's where your hub is and that's where you want everyone to go to and purchase from and, sign up to stuff, then yeah, traffic is important, of course. But if it's not, the main place that you get your leads, like for me, I get a lot of Facebook, leads from Facebook and Instagram, and word of mouth actually is probably the big one for me. Then website traffic is not so important, so I don't think you should put all your eggs in one basket. But yeah, if you go to a website, obviously you want traffic to go there. So especially, it's probably more so for product-based businesses. Building your traffic is more important. If that's where all your sales come from, then obviously it's important. But don't get too caught up in the traffic numbers either, I don't think, because there are so many other avenues. Like I said, word of mouth, social media, online directories, networking in real life, getting off the computer and out into real life. That is also part of SEO, would you believe? So, yeah. That answers your question, Claire.
And then it just leads into the perfect next one from Kristen. Her question is it okay that all of her website traffic is coming from just one channel, so just from Facebook? So does that impact your rank or your visibility through your SEO if it's only coming from one place?
No, doesn't really matter too much where it's coming from. Like if it's coming from Facebook, then you're doing Facebook right. Google will watch that. They are watching where your traffic comes from. If they see that it's all coming from Facebook, then who cares? They're coming from somewhere. They're finding you. So, I don't think it's going to affect your visibility at all. something that has come out recently though is there's a huge statistic at the moment that there's more Facebook URLs coming up in search results than there are, website URLs. So I get a lot of questions from people saying, why is my Facebook page link coming up but not my website page? But I don't really think it's that big a deal, because if they're finding you and getting what they need, then that's good. That's what you want. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't stress too much about that. So yeah, I think if they can find you and they're getting value, then you're winning, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're cutting through the clutter, like the rest of it.
Exactly.
And you're beating your competitor, which is
exactly.
Trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as, I get this question a lot from a marketing perspective, and it's probably even worse for your industry, but when it comes to jargon, there's so many terms and acronyms and all that sort of stuff that tend to run a country mile when they start talking about marketing, which is more so probably in the SEO space. What are some of the most common, I guess, throwaway comments or acronyms out there that people freak out about, and what do they mean?
Okay, so one of the main ones is SEO. A lot of people don't understand what that stands for. I get a lot of, what does that actually mean? So I said it before. So SEO just means search engine optimization, which basically means optimizing your website for search engines. So that's probably the main one. Some of the others, 301 redirect. I don't know why it has such a fancy name, 301 redirect, but it basically just means directing your domain from one website to another. So if you've changed websites or domains, you can actually just go and redirect your old website, your old domain, to your new one, and that's what a 301 redirect is. That's pretty important when it comes to keeping your Google rank where it is. It's important to have a 301 redirect to keep it where it is. If you don't, you could see a potential drop in your ranking. So what's another one? So I wrote some down just so I could get the ones that I get out there right at the
secondhand. They'd be secondhand to you. They'd be secondhand, not secondhand.
The other one, H1 tags or heading tags. So Google like you to have a H1 or an H2 title on your website. So it basically means a heading like on your page. So if you've got an about page on your site, then you literally have a heading that says about. You have a products page, product, making sure that because Google can't read, they have to read a code to understand a website. So they look for that H1 so they can understand what your page is about. So that's what a H1 or a H2 means. It's just a heading. The other one's an alt title. So an alt title is basically a description of an image on your website. So Google don't have eyes. They need to they need to see a description of what your image is about. They can't look at it like humans and go, oh, that's a picture of a doll. They have to read doll. So yeah, that's what an alt title is. And that's another sort of confusing one. I guess they should just call it an image description. Don't know why they make it fancy, but anyway. So another one is the fold. So the fold basically means all the content that is in the top half of your monitor. So before people have to scroll, all that info up this end of your monitor. So you need to, in that top half, you need to explain to people who you are, what you do, and your main message. So if you're a marketing genius, so you would have Emily Spicer-Stuart, marketing genius in Melbourne, sign up to get awesome marketing tips. That is like your prime info. So you want that above the fold before they have to scroll and look for that information. So that's what the fold means.
Yeah.
And the other one, keyword. So that word pops up a lot. People get bogged down in the whole, what keyword should I use? What shouldn't I use? Should I update them all the time? So keyword basically means the words that people physically type into Google in order to find the information they're looking for or the website that they're looking for. So for me, it might be website designer Melbourne. And I always use location because local SEO is more important than ever right now. People will put in a location specific phrase into Google because more often than not they'll want a service in their local area or somewhere close to them. So I always put Melbourne, Bendigo, Kyneton, Macedon Ranges, all that sort of stuff. So keywords these days don't usually mean that one word. It's what they call a long tail keyword, which means a bunch of words to make up a phrase. So like I said, website designer Melbourne, not just website designer. Way too vague, way too general. You get a gazillion results and you won't narrow down. So yeah, those are probably the 5 main ones out there. Hopefully that clarifies some things for people.
Yeah, and there should be a glossary because
there is.
Boom, there you go.
Google it.
And even hearing you talk about that, it feels like Google are trying to trip us up along the way as to why they just wouldn't call it a photo image or something. It just seems nuts.
No.
Claire's just asked us a question: should I be renaming my images before I post them? You know,
yes.
the doll example that you gave. So how does that work?
You definitely should, and making sure that your images have your keyword in the description as well before you upload. Because if you go and upload all your images to your website and then you realize, 6 months later that they have no alt title, that's a lot of work for you. So make sure you just do it and you're prepared at the start. Go into your file, if you've got products, have the specific product name, but then at the end have your keyword, do a dash and whatever your product is. So kids toys or whatever it is. Just make sure that you've got your keyword in that description.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you. Sure. Wow. You make it sound so easy.
Well, it's not that, it's not that hard. If you just take the time to learn and don't just go, oh, too hard, throw my hands up in the air, I'm not going to bother, then don't expect to get results. Don't expect to get traffic. Don't expect to get sales. Don't expect anything. Go and research like I did. Like I said, I'm self-taught. I know all this because I went and read a bunch of stuff and made some notes and made, checklists and all that sort of stuff. So it doesn't have to be that hard. If you just stick with the basics, start from there, then you're halfway to the battle, I think.
Yeah, so true. It's like that with everything. You need to become a master or become a student of the content to get your head around it all. So if I put you under pressure and I ask you to tell us your number one hottest tip when it comes to SEO that our viewers can kind of walk away tonight and go and implement, what would that be?
Don't ignore SEO. Number one tip, don't ignore it. Don't embrace it for what it is. But my other number one tip would be making sure that your site is optimized. Like I said before, if that's where you're sending everyone to your website, then you want to make sure that it works and that it's easy to use and that you're providing that valuable content. You're providing something of value to someone. That is my number one tip. And how you do that, there's lots of different ways. I run a service called Website and SEO Audit. So basically I go through your website, fine-tooth comb, the code and the front of your website, the cosmetic stuff, how it looks, how it feels to use, all of that sort of stuff. And then I provide a report back to you saying, this is great, but you need to work on this, and your site speed's low because your images are too large and blah, 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 blah. So number one tip from tonight, if you just go and look at your website, look at it from your customer's point of view, not from your business owner point of view, and think, does it work? Is it easy to use? Does it reflect my business? Does it reflect me as a person? Is there anything broken on there? And yeah, I think that's the best start for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and you just mentioned your social media audit, website audit, which is such an awesome service. And I'm not saying that what you offer is cheap, but it's so reasonably priced as well. So why don't you talk us through where people can find you and what are the sort of things that you do offer, so people can start implementing some of these amazing benefits, I guess, and how they can be optimizing their business.
Yeah, well, obviously my website, which is thetechnobird.com.au, which is where you'll find all the stuff that I do. So my website packages, my website packages, my website and SEO audits, those are really popular. So you can purchase them straight from my website. They start from $100 for just a quick sort of review for you, or you can go up to the Audit Plus, which is $450, and that's like head to toe, back to front, inside out of your website and your social media as well, because social media is such a crucial part of SEO now, so we need to go and make sure that it's working properly and working for you. So so my website, I also give out a lot of tips on Instagram and Facebook. And I also send out a monthly newsletter, and it's monthly because I jam pack it full of stuff. It would be too hard for me to do every week or every 2 weeks. It's got website tips, SEO tips, social media tips. I talk about other mums in business that I'm loving or supporting and working with, and links to cool articles that could help. Like, there's so much stuff in it, so you can sign up to that via my website as well. But yeah, so all my website packages are there, from just a simple one-page like landing page to a full-blown store with 100 products. You can find all that information on my website, and I do individual quotes per client as well, because everyone's different, every site is different, everyone's goals are different, and you can do a request a quote through there as well. So yeah, head to my site for all my info.
And I love that you do a monthly newsletter. I obviously talk to my clients a lot about newsletters and frequently getting in contact, and I think why send somebody out little tidbits once a week, but if you get, every time I get your email, I'm like, ooh, I need to like flag it and put time in the diary to read it and digest it and then read it again and kind of...
It's like a book.
It's like a book, which is like ridiculous value. So people should jump over and jump on your site. Now, I'm going to wrap it up. We are running a bit over time, which is awesome. It's been fun. But if anybody's got any last minute questions, now is your chance. Carly, freaking awesome. It's so good to chat and so good just to hear it all simplified. It's really not that scary, is it?
Nope, definitely not. And I'm always open to having a chat with people, answering questions. I'm much more contactable via email than phone, or Instagram or Facebook message. But yeah, like, feel free to ask questions or post them on my wall or wherever. I'm all about sharing information, and helping to teach others that SEO is not as scary as what it sounds like, and that you can do it yourself. You don't have to go and pay an agency thousands of dollars to do it. There are so many resources out there where you can just learn yourself. So yeah. I love it. Never thought I would be doing this in my life 10 years ago at all. So it's interesting where life takes you, but could not imagine doing anything else. So super passionate, grateful for everyone that comes to me and finds me and tells me, that my help turn their lives around. Like, I've had people say that, and it's like, oh. So yeah, I love it. Great.
Oh, and everybody I told that I was doing this live with, there's this girl called Technobird. Everyone's like, oh my God, I love her. She's amazing. She did this, she did this, she did this. I was like, yeah, okay, enough about her. But your reputation and the word of mouth that you generate for your business is amazing. So obviously you're doing a brilliant job. Now,
Okay.
we're going to run a little competition. Oh, thanks, Renee. It's nice to see your little face pop up there
Hi,
as well.
Renee.
We're going to run a little competition over the next couple of days, just for the next 48 hours or so. Yeah, see, Kristen, you're one of the ones.
Oh,
A technobird website, the best. See,
Kristen's awesome.
it doesn't get any better than that. Thanks, Lucy. So
Thanks, Lucy.
if you are interested, I know Lucy, love Lucy. If you're interested in spending half an hour with myself and half an hour with Carly, just comment below. You need to like both of our Facebook pages, and we're offering, just as a little competition, if you've got any of those questions that you're too embarrassed to write in the public domain, or you just want to have a chat about what the hell keywords that you should be searching for, or whatever it might be, get technically heavy with Carly, and then ask all the business questions with me. But we're running a promo. Comment below. Go and like both of our pages and comment below. We're just randomly selecting somebody in the next couple of days just to have a chat. Come prepared with some questions. We can absolutely help you with whatever it is that you're looking for that's going to help propel your business forward.
And there's no questions. There's no dumb questions at all, promise. I'm not going to laugh at your questions.
No, and I always get really nervous when people say that, because I'm like, oh God, I hope I know the answer. Like, I've got a really stupid question.
I'll just
I'm like,
Google that.
I know the answer. Carly, thank you so much. I've loved chatting. Absolute rock star. This will obviously be live on my page and your page as well. So share the pants off it, and we'd love to
I will.
answer any
Thanks
questions
for having me.
Oh, pleasure. And Zoe, thanks, ladies. Oh, see, another one. Thanks to my awesome audit, Carly.
I was talking to Zoe today on the phone.
She's a
Zoe
clever
from
little
Wiggles
chicken.
Piggles.
Yes, Wiggles Piggles. I love Wiggles. It's going to send me great amazing products. Yes, Maria, get on board. We would love our brains to be picked by you. Come and ask us all those silly questions that are obviously not silly questions. But thanks so much for tuning in tonight, guys. Get back to your Monday nights. I've got some Ninja Warrior to catch up on, and comment below and we'll be in touch. See you.
Yep. Bye.